Guys, another test. Another test. I'm going to do one more test before I start going live more regularly. So this is going live now on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Twitch, and I've just signed up to Kick. I've just signed up to Kick as well. So I don't even know if it's live now. So let me gotta check all the stuff. Do you know what I mean? Give me a sec. Yeah, Martin, how are we, mate? Checking all the social medias now. I don't know, if we're live on any of the stuff. Love your short videos. Thank you very much, mate. Martin, finished for an hour or two. Nice. So I'm live on Kick. I don't know if I'm live on Facebook. Yes, live on Facebook. Yeah, I've signed up to Kick. I'm on Kick, Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. I don't know if TikTok's worked yet though, because I can't see if I've got any TikTok comments. Oh yeah, wait there. Got an absolute steal of a ride earlier today. That come through the TikTok chat. So yes, I'm getting TikTok comments as well. Lovely jubbly. Live on YouTube, yeah, yep. And on Twitch. Hello, Star. Hello, mate. Do you know any place that measures CO2 emissions in grams? I don't, mate. Sorry. Yeah, well, live on all socials. Yeah, I don't, mate. Sorry about that. L18 to Ellesmere Port, 25 quid, including toll. Including the toll. Damn. What needs cleaning? All right, man. Come back soon. What badge do I have? Private eye, mate. I seen it yesterday. Yeah, it was Super Monster Toyota Aqua 2014 plate. I don't even know what a Toyota Aqua is. Let me have a little look at a Toyota Aqua. Oh, stop it, lad. The Toyota Aqua, is that smaller than the Yaris? It looks tiny. And with Wolverhampton Council, good for you, Star, mate. It's like a tuna can. How's everyone doing today then? What day is it today? Sunday, innit? Sunday. Is anyone at work and smashing it or what? I don't think all the comments show up on the chat box. I'll have a little look at that. Because I think you can only see Facebook, YouTube, and Kick. You're not seeing the TikTok comments on the chat, I don't think. Rest day, Med. Aye, yeah. Sunday's a good day to rest, though, isn't it? Especially when it's like some reason. I used to love Sundays. It was maybe the best day of the week. But it feels like the Sundays now have kind of worst rates known to man. Did you see Thursday's protest against Uber in Dublin? Glenn, mate, I know loads of Irish lads have been messaging me about it because of DM News and stuff. I think they want me to throw a few articles out for them. So yeah, fair play, lad, fair play, mate. The Irish know how to strike, lad. I've had a few people message me saying that they're going to try and take down the Uber infrastructure and everything. Flipping mental, the Irish. I've got to love them. Brothers and sisters, aren't they? Since we're from Liverpool. Afternoon, Wayne. How are we, mate? You all right? Mate, I work in central London. That's the best rate. Other than that, I don't see a point in working Uber. It's an hard one, mate, because like Uber is so busy, but the rates are so crap. Do you know what I mean? I think if you're in a hybrid or a lecky, you can kind of pass off the Uber rates. Do you know what I mean? But I haven't done any Uber at all since I got the 7 Series. It'd be pointless, mate. I was using the money to fill up the tank. Do you know what I mean? It is really gone bad lately, hasn't it? I matey gutted, bought a brand new Skoda Enyaq, lovely EV 7 weeks ago. As I do 1,000 miles average a week from 2028, going to cost me an extra 1,500 quid a year. Disgusting. Yes, Steve, a lot of people are fuming this week over all the changes, especially one being the paper mile one. But realistically, mate, you're still saving a fortune. I done a video on it the other day, and even if you're comparing it, mate, to other vehicles, you're still saving a fortune, aren't you? But also, Steve, as well, we don't know if it's going to affect the taxi trade yet. Like, look at all the clean air zones all over the UK, and only Bradford charge taxi drivers. The rest don't charge taxi drivers, mate, because we're workers. So we might not qualify for the 3P thing. Hopefully, anyway, but I don't think we'll qualify for the 3P thing, mate. Being workers. What's that 1,000 mile a week is 30 quid in it a week in tax. I feel like Sunday's not the best days to work anymore, as there's all the Sunday only drivers that creates lots of congestion. So those who are capped to the max at £25 an hour. Yeah, mate. I found Sunday used to be my favourite day of the week, and it's fell off over the last few years, mate, definitely. My friend had a job to Newcastle for 350 on the app. They charged 900. Ah, lad. Sickening, innit? That's painful, that. Did he do the 350 quid one, like? Facebook, how to join? Join what, mate? Join what? So after likes and follows, by the way, guys. By the way, if you're watching me and you haven't followed or subscribed or something, do it now. It should pop up on the screen. Look pretty cool. I'm all right, Steve. Thanks, mate. I'm all right, lad. Yes, mate. How are we? Uber should be banned. It's junk. Yes, Gymshark. Great brand, by the way. I don't think you're the real Gymshark, are you? But yes, I'm all good, boys. I'm all good. How are we this fine Sunday? Legend. Thank you, mate. I don't know if it'll pop up for TikTok. Still learning. I'm still learning this internet thing. Yeah, John. Hello, mate. How are we? Yeah, so the alert thing doesn't work for TikTok. Just check. See the chat box. How are we, mate? Are you okay? I'm sat here declining jobs. Lad, I've just done a little TikTok, right? Because I've got a schedule for you. I'm going away for a few weeks. And I've scheduled a few. And some fella, right? Get on this, lad. Some fella. You want to see cherry picking? Get on this, mate. I will show you cherry picking. Now, can you see this? Five and a half hours shift, 2 jobs, 921 trips offered. 35 quid in 5.5 hours. I think he needs to accept a few jobs, doesn't he? I'm sat here. Is being an Uber driver worth it? My own personal opinion, mate? No, it's not. Steve, what else do you do apart from Uber airport transfers? The little crop in the loft. And what's called I run my own UK-wide airport transfer business. I run DM News, and I do all the content creation as well. I don't do any Uber or more stay. Just do the odd airport run and stuff. Jack of all trades, masters of none. I am Steve. But yeah, 123D252. I just don't think it's worth it, mate, going into the new year. I think minimum wage jobs just pay better. It's not the security, got that guaranteed wage. I just don't know. I don't know. I speak to a lot of people, and it seems like all the new drivers love it, and all the old drivers hate it. So you're probably asking me, is the probably wrong person to ask? Because I've done it for years. Do you know what I mean? So who we got watching then? We're on Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, and Kick. Now I've just signed up to Kick, so I don't think I've even got any comments or any followers or anything on Kick. So if you are on Kick, or you ever are on Kick, or on Twitch, feel free to go over and watch it on there for me, because that'll just help them get a bit better. Because like I said, I'm still learning the ropes. Yeah, that's good. I'm gonna try my best to get a little routine end of December going into January. Might do like a little Monday and a Friday, or like a Tuesday and a Thursday, something like that. Come on around 10 a.m. till around midday. What do you reckon? You can just all come here and moan at me about craft the job, isn't it? Stop cross-border hiring. See, Shaq, it'll be a bit of a tricky one, mate, because it'll put tens of thousands of people out of work. So I think we're rumoured at the moment, the government's saying that they're going to drop the idea of cross-border hiring and stuff like that, and they're going to actually look at like doing a across-the-board ruling. Do you know what I mean? They're going to bring out ruling, so every council's going to follow kind of vibe instead of stopping cross-border hiring. Snipe Bunny on K. Mate, I've got a flipping commented on flipping Kick. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Go ahead. Yeah, I think it'll be pretty cool, isn't it? Because we get all the social medias together. I reckon this chat will be bopping off. Yeah, Snipe Bunny is now following. Thank you, Snipe. See the little thing pop up? Yeah, I'm no tech wizard or nothing like that. Like, so I'm kind of proud of myself that I set that up. 20 years in the game, and it's shocking, really shocking. Uber had a day to the trade. Uber's definitely threw a spanner in the works, mate. They definitely have. Can you suggest a phone working with Uber app that doesn't overheat? For one, mate, keep it out the window the best you can in the summer anyway, and use like one that's on your dash, so your blowers blow on it. Do you know what I mean? I try and keep it out of a thick case. But the Uber phones I've used in the past is I used the Samsung A range. I don't know if you've seen them, like the A14, A15, A16. You can use them, and they're pretty solid. They're only about 150 quid on Amazon. They're a pretty good second phone for Uber and that. Do you know what I mean? But yeah. Stop overheating settings, stop refresh. What's that, Jim? Say that again, mate. See, this is why I love this, mate. People helping people. I could go live here, mate, leave using all the chat, and I'll just bail. The only thing I'm a bit gutted about is that you can't see the TikTok comments in the chat. The only thing I'm a bit gutted about the Facebook, the Kick, the YouTube, and I think the Twitch all work in the chat. I don't know why the TikTok doesn't. So I wish TikTok chat come over. All background. Stop, refresh all apps. Oh, okay. Dave, you better be taking the piss, mate. You best be taking the piss, mate. I promise you, you best be taking the piss. Thinking of getting a V class and starting on Alpha. What do you reckon? Dave, come on, Dave. You got to be taking the mic, mate. Oh yeah, we got a Twitch, yeah? Oldham, 2005. Hello, thank you very much for joining on Twitch. Much appreciated, matey. I've sat test at Wolves Council, but they said before I get my personal and car badge, I need an enhanced DBS. I live in Wigan. I'm not sure who to go through or use to get this box off. Any advice? Matt, doesn't Wolverhampton sort out your DBS? Most councils sort it out for you, mate. But you can actually apply for an enhanced DBS, mate, just online on the .gov website. Don't use like no third party systems. Just go online and apply. Right, so I've just searched for. Oh yeah, right there. No, you can't. I'm sure Wolves has to do it, you know, mate. Hello, Tom. How are we, mate? You're good. Do you think driving a 9-seater van will be profitable in Liverpool? Charlie, it depends what you want to do, mate. Myself personally, if you're going to go down the route of Uber, I'd get like a Uber XL car more than a van. I'd get like a Ford Galaxy or something like that. Just make sure you council plates it for the people. I'm a new taxi driver. Any tips? Just go out and work, mate. Don't listen to other people and go out and work and find your own groove. Find your own shift pattern that works best. Find what's best suits for you, mate. Because I can advise you on how I work, and it might not suit your preference. You know what I mean? Your situation. Everyone's different. That's a good thing with the taxis. It's flexible, mate. Perez, hello. Hope you're doing well. Can you tell us if the government's going to apply the free per mile for EV? Yes, Perez. 100%. By the looks of it, it's coming to EVs. Now, if you're on the taxis or private hire, you might not apply it for working vehicles. We don't know yet. But still, 3p per mile for an EV is still 100%, well, a lot cheaper than diesel and petrol. Charlie, for Uber, I'll just go Uber XL, mate. I'll just go for the Ford Galaxy or Volkswagen Sharon. What are those other hybrid ones everyone's using? Voxies, is it? Go for those Voxies. The way forward, get your own cards, get card, any Uber customer, get operator license. Jim, that's the kind of good advice. The only problem you've got, mate, is Uber passengers are used to paying cheap. So if you want to have a little bit of self-respect and charge yourself at good rates, mate, or proper rates, you won't get anyone booking on Uber. Very rare, mate. Did you work last night? No, mate, I don't really work Uber now. I'm shutting down for the holidays, mate. I'm going away for a couple of weeks. You're an Uber driver? All right, Press, yeah. So we might not even have to pay the 3p for an Uber driver, mate. We don't know yet. It's a little bit early. Best way to get work out at 3 a.m. on use priority. Mate, if you're working at a super busy time, I normally turn off the X and leave the priority and leave the comfort on or whatever features you've got. Turn Uber X off when it's super busy. Because that's where all the worst fares are, aren't they? Can PHV get contracts from companies? Yeah. Yeah. But normally you have to have like a bit of a fleet behind you, mate. It's not only one-man bands. But yeah, there's loads of private eye companies that get contracts, school runs, the works. Do you know what I mean? You just got to apply for them or council and government based. It's after likes and follows, guys. Appreciated, mate. Much appreciated. Quiet, TikTok King. Quiet, mate. He's asked how's airport work. Yeah, it is quiet, mate. Just a car before Christmas, innit? Everyone's skint, saving up the money. It is quiet this week. Are you an Uber driver as well? I was, Perez. I'm still online. I can go out and work if I want. I just don't want to, mate. But yeah, I've done Uber for years, mate. Jim Shark, Uber X 350 fare, drive you mad. Do you know what though? Jim Shark, I've been told by a few people that it's normally on £4 now. Not many £3.50 fares circulating about. I have a Wolverhampton badge. No one likes them. Yes, mate, it is. Thanks for the follow. I appreciate it, mate. Yes, mate, a lot of people don't like Wolverhampton badges. But to be honest, mate, you got to do what you got to do, mate. It's not the Wolverhampton drivers' fault that the council's a lot easier, quicker, and cheaper to go for, like it used to be. I think it's a bit tougher now, but it never used to be. No wonder not many jobs. Yeah, TikTok, mate, it is very quiet. King, very quiet, mate. I've got a 7 Series now. So what it was, I was getting rid of the Model S. I was getting rid of the Model S, mate. I was VTing it, so you can't really be flexible with when you're getting rid of it. You just get rid of it. It just goes. So I had like 2-3 days to find a car, and I don't know what angle I'm going down the route of next year. I don't know if I'm going to go on a bus, go back into an EV, and I didn't want to spend a lot of money over the next few months. So I have to follow John. So I wanted a car that I just always wanted, but weren't too bothered. Cheap to be parked up. And that's why I went for the 7. I actually went to the garage to look at a 5 Series estate, and then the 7 was just in the corner there. And I looked at me, give me a little wink and that. And I just went over and bought the 7 Series. It's flipping beautiful, mate. 10,000 quid it cost me. So it's only like 250 quid parked up. Do you know what I mean? That's the type of car I wanted. And then in March next year, I don't know if I'm going to go into a bus, back into electric, or just keep the 7. Do you know what I mean? I'm slowly pulling away from the driving, just a touch. After 9 years plus with Uber, the app is getting deleted, no good for your health. Oh, is that right, Jim? So what are you going to do, mate? Have you got something else planned or what? Ali Star, do you still need to declare earnings at HMRC if Uber is part-time side job? 1 billion%, because they're all going to be reporting your earnings, Ali Star. So if you're not going to report them, you're going to be in serious trouble, mate. Report every penny, lad. Can you add it onto Uber Exec? Yeah. You know what, TikTok King? What's weird is my 7 Series is a 63 plate. It's old. It's not Uber Comfort, but it's Uber Exec. And what's all that about? That surprised me the most. Do you know what I mean? The national standards for private are going to be implemented. That's the rumour. The rumour is the national standards are going to come out where every council's got to follow like a set amount of rules. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, local company. Yeah, that's your best mate going into next year, over Christmas anyway. Local companies are flipping good on Christmas, big rates, good rates. I think Uber's like standard rates on Christmas, crazy. Yeah, but going into next year, mate, you got to declare every penny, mate. You can't get away with it no more. I don't even think you could ever get away with Uber, to be honest, because it's going in your bank. But you got to declare everything. They're right onto it. This tax makes digital. As soon as this tax makes digital come into effect, big trouble, mate. Everyone got to every penny. Feels like priority jobs are usually bull crap because it's always a job that nobody wants to take. Yeah, yeah. So priority jobs normally desperate people trying to get to or from wherever they need to go. They'll be Uber comforted for passengers to ask for aircon and quiet mode. I know, I know. Uber comforts, please don't speak to me. Okay. Yeah, but I never do it though. If someone goes like, oh, I want the degrees at like 18, 20 degrees, or whatever, I don't even bother, mate. I just look and just ignore it and just pick them up. Do you know what I mean? But there's loads of drama going on with Uber at the moment, mate. Loads of drama. We've had all the Toms getting stopped and all that, and everything else. And then, have you noticed, by the way, if your job goes too long, like you're stuck in traffic or there's issues on trip, they're not recalculating it at all. They're just giving you the price up front, which I think is a joke. One of the lads got in touch with me, and it was a half an hour journey for 17 quid, right? The motorway got shut for an hour, mate. And he recalculates at the end and give him £17.50. So they give him an extra 50p for the extra hour, right? And then also popped up like unusual activity on his account. And he contacted Uber and said the motorway was shut. I was trapped on the motorway with the customer. And he, no, you're not getting any extra. So the half an hour journey took an hour and a half and give him a 50p extra. It's a flipping joke, mate. And that's not the only case where Uber's not giving any extra money out. It's mental. Jim Shark, I put rave music on. Come on, lad. No, you didn't. Jim Shark said he's got a £7 job, stuck in traffic for 2 hours, never got a penny more. You're joking, lad. That's awful, that, mate. Wow. That's really bad, isn't it? It is. Like I said, it's just a flipping so bad at the moment. I feel sorry for the full timers, mate. Someone messaged me the other day on Facebook, and it was like he was like saying how bad it was and all this, and then he just said he feels sorry for the full timers. There's a lot of people work Uber part times, like a little extra change and stuff, don't they? So it's the full timers that get hit. Uber said I expected the full from fair. So ID me on Facebook, you're right. So you where you keep going on Uber, you can go to Argyle or Delta. Ah, so you like Uber then, mate? It's each their own, mate. Everyone can do what they want to do, can't they? Do you know what I mean? But I don't drive with Uber, so I'm just talking about other people's, what other people tell me. I'm like a hub of information of what other people tell me. These days, I haven't got my own experience. Do you know what I mean? Hello, mate. Are you all right? Thanks for the to have likes and follows, guys. So got an airport job for £30. Stuck in traffic for 3 hours. Still got paid the same. That's what I mean. I just don't get it. They used to, if the fare went over 10-20% difference, they'd up the money more. They up the money more. So that's why I don't get that they're not adjusting it these days. Do you know what I mean? Oh, you work for King Cabs? Oh, it's right, mate. It's right. Like I said, it's each their own. If you want to work for Uber and you're happy working for Uber, work for Uber. Don't skin off my nose, mate. If you're happy with King Cabs, crack on. Everyone can do whatever they want to do, mate. We're all flipping adults, so I mean, we're all free to do whatever we want. I've been watching me for a long time. Appreciate it, mate. Thank you. It feels like I've been doing it a long time. Started YouTube about 6-7 years ago now. It's been a grind, I'll tell you that. Jonesy, can I DM you about coming and drive me? You can do if you want, mate. I'll try and advise as best as you can. Just be prepared, mate. I get a lot of messages. And sometimes I just got to jib them off, lad. Because otherwise I'll just spend all day replying to messages and comments, you get me? But ask in here if you want, mate. I'm sure people will be able to advise you as well. Matty, I work full time. I get what you need for a week, every week. Perfect, Major. If you do, happy days, lad. Heard about your advice about Wolves, Wigan, enhanced DBS. Thanks for that advice, mate. Not a problem, Matt. Like I said, mate, I'm pretty sure Wolves. So every time I've had a Sefton badge and I've had a Liverpool badge, and both times I've applied for both. You give them, like, they apply on your behalf. I'm pretty sure of it, mate. Only I want to ask, what about Uber confirmation rate? So the confirmation rate, people say it affects how they give the work out. We don't actually know. But you don't get punished by confirmation rate. You only get punished for reviews and cancellation rate. Do you know what I mean? I flip eggs at Mackey's for a living. How's taxi Uber? You probably are earning more money than half of us in here, lad. Promise you. Just have some advice on where to start. Yeah, just wherever you live, mate, Jonesy, wherever you live, whatever council you're in, yeah, apply for your badge there. That's your best advice I can tell you. So where do you live, Jonesy? We won't give me your personal information. Just what area do you live in? Customer pick up from the train station. Customer walked away from pickup point. I had a warning. Mate, the amount of people that get warnings, about that is mental. Yeah, so Blackpool, if I was you, I would just apply for Blackpool, mate, to be honest. But make sure that Blackpool's got an operator licence. I think they got one recently. If you want to work Uber, that is. I refused the journey outright and told me it doesn't qualify for time and distance. Crazy, mate, isn't it? Snipe Bunny, Delta's still big in Liverpool. Do you know what, mate? Delta, I'll probably say is not as big as Alpha now, but they're still pretty big. The thing with Delta, I don't think that many people want to work for them. So they're quite busy, if you get me. So I think Delta's probably the busiest as in like passenger to driver ratios. Do you know what I mean, mate? But yeah, Delta's still going, like, no problems, mate, thank you. Blackpool, yeah. Do you think they'll ever stop cross-border hiring? Mark, I don't know if you follow DM News, mate. They actually brought some information out that they're going to drop it for now. They're dropping cross-border hiring, and they're going to look at going down the route of like taxi license and standardization across the UK. So they're going to look at more of bringing all councils to like a equal level playing field, so you don't have to cross border hire, if you get me. But what's done is done now with Wolverhampton and stuff like that. By the looks of it, staying. Really, I was thinking about getting a taxi license and changing careers because I hear there's better pay. You hear a lot of things online, mate. Doesn't make it true, fella. How much you on in Mackey's, mate? And how old are you, by the way? Because if you work at Mackey's, you might be young. Taxi is 25 and above. The insurance will kill you, mate. I've had lads 21 messaging me saying I can't get a settle car. I mean, insurance is £8 a year. Honestly, you got to be over 25 at least to get a decent insurance. I had a bit of a criminal record, mate, but not been in trouble since 2009. Will that affect it? It depends on the council. Some councils will affect us, some won't. Just best speaking to Blackpool, mate. Just whatever you do, just be honest before you apply. Do you know what I mean? Because they'll find out. And then if you lose your licence, it's well worse than them saying no. I'd send them a little email and just explain your scenario, mate. Just send them a little email, taxi licence, go, thinking about being a private hire driver. Has Uber got an operator's licence there? Because I'm thinking about driving for Uber. If you're not going to drive local, and then just say, I've got a criminal record in 2019 for this. Would it be okay if I still apply? Do it that way. Because obviously, I don't know what you've done, but if you're like nonce or something, you're probably not going to, like, time is not going to heal it. Do you know what I mean? If you've done something awful, mate, you probably won't get a badge. £12 an hour, I'm 24. So most private hire drivers, Uber drivers, stuff like that, we kind of say you're banking £12 an hour. You're banking minimum wage, but you got the flexibility. But you got to do a lot of hours to bank that money. Do you know what I mean? Like 50, 60 hours a week, probably. Do you know what I mean? Nothing serious. You should be okay then, mate. How about the Kia Niro hybrid auto charge for taxi, mate? How about Kia Niro 2022 hybrid auto charge? Oh, hybrid auto charge for taxi, mate. Yeah, mate, the hybrids are spot on. The Kia Niro. If you look on the roads and see what cars are on the road with the Uber mags on or your taxi mags on, you know it's a good car. Taxi drivers don't drive in crap cars, you know what I mean? Well, most don't. So the Niro's pretty solid, mate. I had one personally as well, and I've had a few unsettled cars over the years, and the solid cars. And if you get the Niro free as well, it's got some good tech on it. You know, heated seats and all that's nice. Hello, Stephen. How are we, matey? Yeah, not a problem. Do us a favour, guys. Make sure if you watch and see this flipping face, hit that like and follow button for me. It helps massively. Waited too long. Fucking ice cold. But that content's normally on my OnlyFans. I'm only serious. I'm going to toss the medal why I love it. Best move ever made, cheap shit. Stephen, right? If I was a full-time driver now, I got the 7 Series as a stopgap because it's only 10 grand. Cheap to be parked up, expensive to run. But at the moment, I'm kind of focusing on the content, getting Christmas out the way, blah, blah, blah. My go-to next year is either a minibus, because I've got my own airport transfer company, I've got the pick of it, but I don't drive as much as I used to, or a Tesla Model Y. Because I think if you do not need the luggage space, the best car on the planet for Uber and your general private hire is a Model 3. Hands down. You can get them second-hand, cheap, great warranties on the batteries and electric motors, and you're getting 2p a mile charged at home. If you need that extra space, because you're a big fatty like myself, or you want a big boot and you need that extra room, go for the Model Y. Model 3 if you're not bothered with the space or the boot, so like full-time Uber, stuff like that. Model Y if you do more airports and you're a big fella. That's it, Stephen. Do the airports, that's why the Model Y. Fantastic cars, mate. Great service. Now, I've got a Model 3 now, it's a personal car, and I had the Model S 2.5 years on the taxis. I would actually get a Model S back because it was a fantastic car, but it's a bit overpriced for what it is. Do you know what I mean? Need to keep an eye on road tax increases from 2026 with the hybrids. Have they tweaked the hybrid road tax, have they? Cheeky buggers. Well, we do know, Tom. We do know, mate. The government is going to be pushing diesels out and hybrids out, and they're going to go forward with plug-in hybrids and electric cars, and then eventually the plug-in hybrids will get dropped, and we're just going to be in EVs. That's what's going to get pushed forward over the next 5, 6 years. And here's me going out and getting a Euro 5 3 litre diesel 7 Series because I am a clown. It hasn't doubled. Since when, Tom? It hasn't doubled. How much is your car tax now? So your standard hybrids is doubled from April 2026. So what? Is this only on new ones? Union's moving out. Orders Uber. No extra for removal jobs. I see more than 2 cases cancelled. Yeah, Jim. I've had loads, mate, like that. Even in the minibus, it's even worse, mate. Little students want to go a mile down the road and you've got to flip an American style fridge freezer dripping all over the show. Honestly. Oh, you got the Iron 5, have you? Nice. Hello Simulator on TikTok. Is cash option a good or bad idea? Mate, I know loads of people. I know loads of people, mate, um, that have cash on. And I've got loads of people that have cash off. It is complete personal preference, mate. Do you know what I mean? It's starting in London tomorrow, isn't it? Starting in London tomorrow. So good luck with that, you Londoners. Let me know in the comments if you're going to leave it on or off. Hi Ross, if you have your own airport transfer company, how much do you charge your drivers per job, per weekly, monthly fee? No, mate, so I only work with operators and Hackney drivers. So I just get the job, take off a little fee, and then send it to them and they do it. Government wants you to pay 3p per mile for EVs from 2028 and onwards. Yes, yeah, mate. We don't know how it's going to go. We don't know how it's going to go for taxis and private hire. Yes, they might give us a little discount or not charges. Model 3, Tesla Model 3, mate. I reckon one of the best cars you can get on Uber, mate. Oh, has Sean put it up, has he? Yeah, I'll have a little look down at that, Tom. Because I know it's been the car taxes getting all changed. I didn't know it was doubling hybrids. And is that on new vehicles, is it? Yeah. I reckon Sean and that will stop selling the hybrids soon. You'll have to, only if it's all a stupid tax. Yes, I think I'll switch it off. A lot of people have done, mate. Just remember, though, you don't have to carry your own cash, your own little kitty. Do you know what I mean? You can just Uber refunds that gives them the change and stuff. Remember that. Shabama on YouTube, hello mate. Can I drive with a local base and also have Uber on the side running? Someone told me the local base will find out and charge me £20 extra a week. You cannot, well, they shouldn't charge you £20 extra a week, mate. But also, if the local base has got a capped commission where you earn up to £130 and then you don't pay any more commission after that, you're best just doing full-time local, mate, so you can benefit. Thanks for the comment, for the follow, mate. But the best thing you can do is if you're working local with a cap commission is don't double up. Benefits from that cap commission. As soon as you hit your 130 commission cap, every penny from that is yours. So don't double up. The only time it's good to double up if you're working with 2 companies that don't have a cap commission. Hey, it's mental. I think what's the point? I know, mate. I know. Uber pet, call a customer, small dog, turn up. Werewolf, no chance. Uber don't care, mate. Honestly, I've had a few Great Danes on that Uber pet, mate. Because I tried to get one a while back for content, didn't do one, lad. But I like dogs. I don't mind taking dogs, even if they're wearing an Uber pet. To be honest, as long as they're chilling, they stay in the foot well. Recently went for a new Corolla hybrid estate. I'll never buy diesel again. Fuel economy, fab. Mate, I've had the Corollas. The estates, I just found them a bit small for me. Like I said, 6'5". There's not many people can fit behind me in a Corolla. So I need the big cars, me lads. But the Corolla hybrids estate are like one of the best. Corolla estate, Kia Niro, your Prius, they're your 3 solid hybrids that's got really good mile per gallon, mate. And then you got to go into your Lecky then, an overnight tariff charging. Since I've had my Tesla Model Y, my tips have increased loads. Stephen, the Model Y is amazing, loads of room, Really clean. I love them, mate. The only thing with Stephen, the Model Ys, is a little bit bouncy on the suspension. My local base is 150 quid and 25p from everyone. That's what I mean. So if it's capped on 150 quid, don't double up. Just smash your local base once you hit your cap. The mileage on the 3p a mile is going to make no sense because you don't need an MOT for the first 3 years of driving. Do you know what I mean? On a brand new car. So what are you going to do with the charge the tax? They're just going to charge you after 3 miles. Yeah, mate, can I have 1,500 quid in tax, please? No chance. I'd have went for a Camry, only they don't do them here no more. Yeah, Camry, I think they're American, innit? Best app was AutoCab. AutoCab. I like AutoCab. iCab is a bit annoying with the and all that. So I don't know if you like Cloud9. Is it Cloud9? That was a pretty good app. I think who uses Cloud9? One call maybe. Do you give the private transfers to other drivers as well? I do, mate. Operators and taxis. Operators and taxis, not just drivers, mate. But to be honest, we're good for drivers for now, mate. It's very quiet at the moment. That 3p per mile isn't going to happen. No, it is, John. They've already come out. It will 100% come out. You think about it, right? Fuel duty is where they get millions. And everyone's going over to electric. So they're losing millions and millions and millions of fuel duty. So that's why they're bringing in a 3p per mile. It will come into effect. I just don't know. I reckon they'll either give us a discount or they won't charge taxi drivers. They can't. But you think about it, my wife does 150 miles a week in her Tesla Model 3. 3p a mile. What's that? 3 quid a week? 4 quid a week? It's nothing on like a normal day to day. It's nothing at all. You're still saving a flipping fortune. I always work the first day of the week for free as I see it. Then everything else is mine. Connor, that's a great way to look at it, mate. When I used to work local, mate, I used to go 1, 2, maybe Monday, Tuesday, even Wednesday, because I only used to do small shifts. I'd get the settle paid. And then the rest of the week, especially the weekend, I'm on full, all my money. And that's where it shines, mate. The cap commission is brilliant. Don't you reckon, Stephen, it'll come into effect? We don't know, mate. We just don't know. They've got to charge EVs. They will 100% charge EVs extra because they're losing out on the fuel duty. They're going to have to. We knew this was coming for years, mate, but we just didn't know how we were going to do it. Do you know what I mean? But they need to recoup that cost down. They'll have to. Do you have free now or Ola app in Liverpool? Maybe we have nothing in Liverpool. We have Uber and local companies. We don't even have Bolt. Taxi will be exempt. I reckon, Connor. I reckon he will. I once accepted an Uber Pet when I arrived. The guy had a werewolf and I run off. Yeah, mate. Scam France, they're just robbing us. Where is the road tax money going? Look at the state of the roads. That's always been an argument, that, mate, isn't it? The road tax thing. The roads are awful. Hey, does anyone live in the Northwest? Have you ever drove back from Manchester to Liverpool on the M62? That's a brand new laid road, mate. It is like a flipping crosshead track. It's like that all the way home. It's one of the worst for a motorway. My 7 Series has got a air suspension and I still feel it. And it's a brand new laid road. It's a joke, mate. And that's where that road tax is going into. It will be a fixed price on EV taxis. That's a shout, Connor. That's a shout, mate. It could be, couldn't it? 100% free pay. Yeah, it's definitely coming in. Definitely coming in. Patrick, built on mines, isn't it? What is? That motorway? I don't know why I went that high pitch now. Is that why it's bumping? CEO of Uber, 34 million in wages. Yeah, man. Every time you do an Uber job, you just got to give them a little nod and go, spend that well. Spend it well. I'm off today. I'm always off, lads. Now, I've been doing all office stuff, mate. Been doing news articles, scheduling a bit of work on the airport transfers, and doing some content, pre-recording some videos, stuff like that. Stop it, Patrick. I didn't know that, lad. So the part of the 62 where it's all bubbly on the way back from Manchester is because there's mines and part of the road is sinking. Mate, honest to God, they relaid that road and it's worse. It is like a dirt track. Phil Mack, this government is inept at what they do. General election 2099. So don't see them bringing it in. Phil, whoever's in charge, mate, someone's going to do it. Someone's going to bring it in. They have to. Maybe we'll charge it on the electricity bill and charge a station like 10 people per kilowatt. They can't up it on the electric bill because people without EV cars aren't going to be paying EV cars. You know what I mean? They can't do it on the electric bill. They can do it on the rapid charges. I'm pretty sure they already do. But like 90% of people don't use rapid charges. Can I work with Wolverhampton private eye license in London? Maybe you can work wherever you want, buddy. You can work on the moon. You can work in Europe. You can work in the Antarctic. If you want a shuttle run, penguins to and from their houses, you can do. I'm joking, mate. Uber, no, you cannot work as a private eye license in London. I think you can work in Bolt, but Bolt sends you a warning message saying get out, they don't like it. There might be a local base that have a Wolves operating license in London. That's the only way you're going to do it. Uber, you can't. £500 a year, reckon not massively over expensive and still low enough for people to use Uber. Possibly Connor, we don't know, matey. Just before Birchwood, that's mental, I didn't know that. Are Bolt in Liverpool yet? No. Trevor, if Bolt was in Liverpool, I'd actually drive for them because I like Bolt Flex. I don't know if you've seen Bolt Flex with the cap commission. Well, not capped, sorry, fixed commission of 18%. Have you seen that? The commission's fixed for 18% and you can control your pricing. I think it's fantastic. But there's not in Liverpool, it's a joke. I've just answered that, Zachary. We cross-border hire should pay for infrastructure using local roads, adding to poor roads. There's loads of ways they could do it, mate, isn't there? There's loads of ways they could do it. So after likes and follows, guys. By the way, I won't be staying loads on today. It was just another little test. I wanted to make sure that the live now syncs to all these social media. Yeah? YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Twitch, and Kick. And then what I'm going to start doing, I'm going to create this DM Hangout. I'm going to start doing this on like a schedule, a weekly schedule. And we can all come in, ask me questions, ask each other questions, and hang out and chill. Especially during the dead hours. That's my plan with DM Hangout. So if you're interested in jumping in with this in the future, make sure you hit that follow button, guys. It's free to do so and it helps me out massively, yeah? Bolt Flex in London, though, but their prices are seriously a joke. Won't be long. Bolt taxi comes to Liverpool. The scooters and the bikes coming early next year. We've got the scooters anyway, mate. Haven't we? Those red ones. I have preferred them to Uber. Thanks for your reply. No worries, Trevor. If I got my Uber Eats deactivated, it will affect my Uber X. Yes, mate. They're linked, even though they're not linked. Bolt, good. You can control how far you want to travel for pickup. Points better fares. That's what I mean, Jim. What I've read online on Bolt Flex, it sounds fantastic, mate. And also, because there's not dynamic pricing, I think it's great. I mean, dynamic commission. Can I ask people in the chat what people are earning for a typical 40-hour week on Uber? Of course you can, Connor. But you just can't trust what they say. Do you know what I mean? Because people just, for some reason, just lie about earnings. Taxi driver cat, do you know if auto cars are good for rent-a-buy? So, I've heard mixed things with any of those settled by companies, but a lot of people do have cars that I know of on auto cars. Is that the one in, I'm getting confused now, auto cars, is that the one in Manchester? I think we've got an office in Manchester. One of the lads got an Enyaq from auto cars and he thinks it's great. It's called an Enyaq, I'm pretty sure. The pink ones are going and the green ones are coming in. Oh, are they? Yeah. Didn't know that. How long do you think these Uber fares can go? Phil, it's going to keep going, mate, and I reckon it'll drop down as well. I reckon it's going to get worse, lad. They will take as much as they physically can. And unfortunately, as new drivers come onto the platform and the older drivers who used to know what it was like back in the day leave, it's going to get worse, mate. Because Uber drivers don't know what it used to be like, new ones. We've got no Ubers in my area until Saturday night, 10 to 2 a.m. They only appear in Surge. It's mad that Conor He just crawl up the rocks when it's busy. Mental. I've got a 2 hour lesson in the dark in Nogsy soon. You got a 2 hour driving lesson in the dark. Heavy. Okay, thank you. Yes, the rent a bike covers the insurance, tax, service, and MOT costs for 200 a week. The Hellcat, that's a good deal, that. What car is it? 200 quid a week, and it covers insurance, tax, servicing, and MOT. What car is it? Taxi driver cat. Damn. Oh no, Matt, keep it up. Listen, mate, thanks for tuning in, mate. Much appreciated. Keep an eye on the socials, mate. We're going to get a good routine in the next few weeks. We'll make this more regular. There's a job in my area. Tav can follow Tom. What do you follow me on, Tom? Because you followed me for ages on Facebook. There was a job in my area yesterday. The lady had paid 12 for a 0.9 mile journey, and I'm working for a local base on a fixed 36 quid. It's a lot, Connor. Taxi driver cat, there is all different ones, to be honest. I think the Tesla is 279 a week. The Kia Niro is 180. Yourself personally, taxi driver cat, and just call it cat. If you can charge at home overnight, I'd go for the Tesla, mate. I really would. Med 40 hours for 1,500. Med, you do not do 1,500 quid in 40 hours on Uber. 40 hours driving time, mate, or 40 hours online time. Because people get this wrong all the time. But I can more or less guarantee you are not doing 40 hours online time for 1,500 quid. Unless you're driving an S-Class in London or something. I can't see it. MCR even right now. Is it bad, yeah? Any weekend though, isn't it, mate? Flipping carnage, mate. Yesterday, I went to town for a little bit for a few hours yesterday in Liverpool. Mate, it took me an hour and 15 minutes to get to town from ours, Hangmaze. What do you think of the Corolla Touring 1.8 hybrid? Belter car. A little bit small for me, but brilliant for flipping general average size people. Brilliant car. That's why you see it so often, mate. The Toyota Corolla estate hybrids, fantastic. Kia Niros, fantastic. Priuses, even though they're a bit fantastic. I think the Priuses are just a bit too much of a cliche for me. Cliche. I worked this week 18 hours driving hours in London, made 850. Yeah, it's driving hours simulated though. No one cares about driving hours, mate. It's not a true representation on time. You need online time, mate. Driving hours is irrelevant, mate. Auto Kia Niro, 209 a week with road tax and service. That's good, Jim. That's good. Yeah, traffic really bad since Express Markets. Usually it's been disgusting, mate, and it really bad. I was going to actually pop into the markets, but it was like flipping cattle, shoulder to shoulder. I was like, not going in there, mate. I'm online roughly 55 hours a week up in Newcastle area, and I can do 13 to 1,600 a week. That's impressive, mate. Is that on Uber as well, or is that on local? Different prices, different areas. All right, Cat, I get you. Phil Mack, more Uber customers telling me they can't get an Uber in the last week, last price. So it's hitting customers. I was a local, Connor. Keep the local, mate, because you're not going to get that on Uber, lad. Phil, more people don't accept customers. They're going to push them onto more local and go back to Delta, go back to welfare. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, Uber's become very inconsistent for the passengers these days, especially after a large event or like a important airport run. That's where my business, DM Airport Transfers, still has customers because people can't rely on Uber at high peak times, mate. People expect cheap taxis, but also £12 an hour minimum wage. Yeah, I know people always want cheap taxis, mate. Also over 4 years, 209 quid, but you pay 15 grand more. Not sure in the long run that's fair. Yeah, that's the only problem. So, no, right. So settle by, in my opinion, is like a little bit of a loophole to finance. I reckon you should either settle 100%, settle 100%, not settle by, or finance or own. I don't think there's a thing for settle by. I think settle by is like a hybrid option for people who can't get finance. Myself personally. Yes, SR, we're all good for now. Thank you, matey. That's what customers are telling me. They are returning back to locals because they can't get an Uber. 100%. 100%, Phil. I've been told that plenty of times now. Simulator, my overall time will be 30 hours, but I do a lot of cherry picking. Connor, I had someone ask me for a Black Friday price. Oh, they didn't. Did they get in your car any Black Friday price? You're right, so Gymshark, Cab Direct. Yeah, Cab Direct, you just buy them on finance, don't you? That's what I'm trying to say, Jim. That's what I'm trying to say, mate. If you're gonna buy, yeah, you probably just buy from Cab Direct, Car and Cab Care, them type of companies. Just buy from them. If you're gonna rent, then go to like a rental company and full rent. So you got zero responsibilities with that car. You can give it back more or less when you want. You're not tied into anything. If it breaks, they give you another one. That's great. Finance, buying, great. Settle by, I just think it's a little bit, yeah, it's a little bit in the middle. That's not needed. Only these new prices are when it surges a priority. That's true, mate. I say, you're not working today? No, what? Like, this is work. People say to me, are you working? This is still work for me. I'm promoting the brand and promoting the company, Matty.com. Do you know what I mean? That's all my businesses and stuff like that. So I'm technically working now, but it's a bit of a nice job, this one, because I just chat to you guys, don't I? Otto is meant to buy 15 grand more. That's what I mean. I just don't know, mate. I just don't know. Just Wolverhampton Private Eye, fake £5 jobs. Jatty Life, I am here to name and shame WeFlex Company. Listen, right, Jat, thanks for tuning in. I don't know if you've seen that Lee fella on TikTok, the cool guy. Hello, brothers and sisters, that one. I know he's had murder with that WeFlex. I've seen him a couple of times a while back saying that WeFlex was bad. I don't know much personal about it, but you go and check out that Lee fella. I know he's had run-ins with them. Recognise that WeFlex from him. Do you like Settle By, Steve? Do you reckon that's a good option, mate? I just think once you've done Settle By for 4 years, you get to keep the car. But technically, mate, the car's worthless after 4 years, isn't it? And then for those 4 years, you're responsible for all the things to break and all that once the warranty's out. I don't know, mate. I'm renting buses, taxis on the weekend, so I was right, mate. Our price of £7.50 was 11 quid. Wow. They charged me 2.5 grand for hairline scratches. You're joking, mate. 2.5 grand for hairline scratches. Damn. Do you think cross-border hiring will actually stop at some point? After this week, mate, what they reported? No. I think they're going to go down more of a national licence, mate. Should I pay them now? I don't know. That seems steep. That, 2.5 grand for hairline scratches. Won't it cut out, buff out? Mine is done. 3 years, finished in June. All right, Steve, go on, lad. How many? 80k? Lad, you don't drive, don't Steve. Lad, you just sell TikTok stuff, you lad. 80k in 3 years? Mate, that's not a taxi driver, that lad. You're funny, you Steve. They put it on my credit file. Mate, that reflex sounds ruthless then. Wow. Quick question, how many miles should a Mercedes Vito do? I've seen so many sales, like 300,000. To be honest, mate, your Vitos are solid. The problem with your Mercedes Vitos and V-Classes, you've got a lot of blockers on them, so you can't trust the miles. So you might see a V-Class that's done 100,000, it's done 300,000. I personally know 3-4 drivers with blockers on right now in the chauffeur game. You can't trust the miles on the V-Classes and the Vitos, mate. Unfortunately. So just get cheap as possible and put some money to one side for a new engine if it goes. Also ask for a weekly holiday, £25 admin fee. Speeding tickets, £10 admin hidden costs. It's a bit crap, isn't it? Taxis are finished. It is rough, mate, out there. If they go for a national license, they can refund me for one of my license. No, Connor, it won't be a national license. They won't bring out a national license. They'll bring out national laws. So they'll come out and say, all vehicles are going to be 8 years old. All vehicles are going to be tested once a year. All vehicles are going to be this. All drive license, all need a knowledge test. All need a medical test. Do you know what I mean? They'll come out and blanket the rule for every council to follow. That's what I think will happen. You won't bring out a national license. One thing is coming out though, by the looks of it, which would be pretty cool. They're bringing out like a county license, like a Merseyside or a Greater Manchester license, which would be pretty cool. I'd just do airports, had some time off. I know, Steve, I'm only messing with you, mate. Where'd you get the blocker from? I don't know, mate. I don't know, lad. Time to follow, John. Appreciate it, mate. Time for all the likes and follows, by the way. Just make sure you hit that follow button if you're watching me, or subscribe, please. It does help massively. Liverpool Van I do settle by of all the benefits you're on about with settle. See, the thing is though, Tom, but it's not though, really, is it? Do you know what I mean? Because the car's got manufacturer warranty, haven't it? So when that warranty runs out, you're still responsible for everything, mate. Do you know what I mean? No company's going to give you settle by where you get to keep the car after 3 years with the same benefits as settle. You just won't. Because you might just settle because they get to keep the car then, don't they? Do you know what I mean, lad? Yeah. So, like, so just say the Northeast. Haven't you got, like, Durham, Sunderland, Newcastle and all them? So imagine them putting Sunderland and Newcastle and County Durham together and call it, like, the Northeast licence or the turn. What's a turn and tide or something? A turn and turn. Under turn and turn. Whatever the county's called, call that the licence. I reckon it'll be pretty cool. That. The national licence, what they're going to talk about is not a national licence. People are thinking we're all going to have the same badge. It's just going to bring out rules that every council's got to follow, like a minimum standard. Is it worth having a operator's license working Uber? No, mate. I know loads of operator's licenses that they paid for it and they're still working Uber. Do you know what I mean? If you're not interested in fully going down, setting up your own business, and it's inundated now, mate. There's loads. The rules in Northern Ireland is if you apply for a license every 5 years, if you don't have a tax code, then you've been paying tax, you can't get a new license. Rules need medical. That's similar to here, Silver. Similar here. Like we can't renew now without a tax code. Sorry, we've got to make sure that we're applied for self-employment and stuff like that. I've just renewed both my license for 650. Yeah. I had an email from our MP that they're putting through a bill for vote, so councils have the power to dictate who picks up inside their authority. Interesting. So that's going down the route of cross-border hiring. So I done an article on it on DM News because Andy Burnham weren't happy with it. He spoke on BBC this week about the government dropping the idea of stopping cross-border hiring. So if they put the power back into local councils' hands, they won't stop cross-border hiring UK-wide, but they will allow councils to control their own area. Be interesting, mate. That'd be interesting. But you've got small equity in the vehicle at the end of the term. That's what I mean, Tom. Do you know what I mean? But if I said to you, Tom, settle by for 3 years, you get to keep the car. Or you can settle the car. Yeah? Same price and everything. But we keep the car at the end of the 3 years. They're not going to do that, are they? You might as well keep the car. So the settle by is not as black and white as what they say. Do you know what I mean? It won't be the same as settle terms. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, 2 years down the line, Tom, when that car's out of warranty and it breaks, are they going to fix it? If your engine blows up in 2 years' time, you've got a year left on your settle by, they're going to throw a new engine in it. Not a chance if it's not settled. Through in Nantwich. Nice, mate. It's good little info, that. If you've got a copy of the email, mate, I'll get a copy of the email. Send it to me on Messenger, please, on Facebook. Do a little article on that. Funny enough, I had someone from Dublin Council say the same thing. Connor, honestly, mate, if they bring it out. So with Liverpool have like 5 councils, don't they, stay? Liverpool, Sefton, Knowsley, I think St Helens, and the Whittle. 5 councils, all have different rules. The Whittle, you can't have tinted glass. Sefton, you can have tinted glass, but manufactured only. You can't have like third party tinted glass. Sefton, you can only plate a Ford Galaxy for 4 passengers. Knowsley, you can plate them for 6 passengers. Within the same area, and we've all got weird, different rules. So what they're thinking of doing is combining all the local councils and get them under one ruler. Do you know what I mean? And then they'll change your badge, say, to a Merseyside badge or whatever. But it makes no sense. Every council's got all weird, different rules. Do you know what I mean? What do you think of Otto's rent to buy? I was thinking about getting a 24 plate Corolla. Addy, I think Otto was flying here because that's like the 4th question we've had about Otto. Otto, if you're watching, I do accept sponsorships. I will say that you're crap until you pay me money. I'm only joking. I've heard good things about Otto, mate, but I haven't had one personally myself, so I don't know personally experience about Otto, mate. But I've heard good things on a few people I don't know of. Wolverhampton, if it's got 4 wheels. Stay. Let's try being nice to Wolverhampton drivers just for this stream, please. I think it's mad how different each council is to get to back. Honest God, Connor. Honestly, even in our little area, 15-mile radius of our little 3 councils, Sefton, Knowsley, and Liverpool. Liverpool's got a knowledge test. Sefton and Knowsley haven't. Do you know what I mean? Liverpool, you can get a Ford Galaxy plated for 6 passengers. Sefton, you can't. Okay. Hyundai i800 with forward-facing seats. Liverpool, that's not a problem. 7 passengers. Sefton, nope, because the seats are forward-facing. All the same council. What is going on? It's annoying with many councils because the Knowsley, there's only a few companies that accept. Knowsley has struggled over the last few years. So Knowsley and Sefton were similar to Wolverhampton, just on a smaller scale. And a lot of Manchester drivers would come to Knowsley and get the badge here and sold Sefton and then go back. But they started to struggle with the demand because you've got too many badges to cater for. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, that's an issue. And also, when you come to Liverpool, people are scared of an knowledge test, so they'll go to Sefton and Knowsley. Do you know what I mean? But Liverpool is so fast of getting your badge. It's so fast to get plated, get your new thing and everything, because it's not inundated with drivers because they've got a knowledge test. Do you know what I mean? Only the elite, I'm joking, only the elite can pass. I'm only joking, because I'm Liverpool. Newcastle is so easy. Durham, you've got to do loads of different tests. Same again, Connor. It's weird. I don't know why they've done it. Did you see the post the other day in Newcastle? They got a little car and it was like, oh, just been accepted on Knowsley. It's like a Hyundai i10 or something. Mental, mate. Mental. Good thing with Liverpool, play to Liverpool, you tend to get it left alone by licensing. Yeah, because they know that you knew that you've done your part 1, you've done your part 2, you've done your knowledge test. Do you know what I mean? Like, mental, innit, Charlie? You're looking for drivers around East Yorkshire. I'm based in Hull. I've got a 19 plate E-class, V-class. At the moment, Andy, we're all good. We're all good, thank you, though. Thinking of getting a Hackney Liverpool. Charlie, it could be an idea, mate. Do you know what I mean? The only problem with a Hackney is you can't work Uber. If you don't like Uber, or if you don't work Uber, then get a Hackney, because you still work Alpha, work the rank, do your own airport work, blah, 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 blah. The only problem with Liverpool is you can only have WAV vehicles. So if you're not interested in WAV vehicles, that's the only problem. Do you know what I mean? You've got to have a wheelchair accessible vehicle like a TX4 or a Vito or something like that, and they're expensive or crap, depending on how old they are. Newcastle apparently has 6,000 registered Ubers and 1,600 driving in Durham. Mental. You do subcontracting to London PHV operators? I do, but I'm more good for drivers for now, matey. Also, can turn your car off remotely. Annoying camera that watches every move. Speed limit me. Stop it, Jim. Are you lying there? Have you got an autocar? That sounds like Big Brother's watching there, mate. Yeah, that sounds like Big Broski watching there. Acne is great for school runs and weekend nights. Yeah, yeah, and the footy, mate. Same. Also have your own assurance, they leave you alone. So you do have a car out there, Jim, yeah? So they can turn you off remotely and they watch your speed limits and that. And you had to do. So would you recommend Otto then? Because there's loads of people watching here asking about Otto. Would you recommend Otto? We have we have to do 100 question theory test and 1 hour driving test to get a tax license. Where's that silver? I know Sheffield's quite bad. One of the lads took him about 7 years to get a badge. How do we get in touch with subcontracting? User we're chatting at the moment, mate. Just pointless and messaging, mate. I'll just blank you. So yes and no. So that means yes, you got an auto car. No, you won't recommend them. On Hackney, can I just make a website to get bookings like that? So with right, let me just I'll cover it now. One sec. Silver, Northern Ireland. Fair play to you, mate. Fair play. But that's what you call a flipping legendary knowledge test, mate. That's what people need. Maybe not as extreme as that, but you need something. You can't just hello. Can you barely speak English? Yes. Can you drive? Not really. Come on in, man. Come join the trade. Needs a bit more to that. So Charlie, right? Private hire. You can only take work off private hire operators of your own badge. So if you're in Wolverhampton, you can only take work off a Wolverhampton operator like Uber, right? You can't take any personal work. You can't take your mum, no one, unless obviously she's paying you or will throw you some juice money or whatever. You cannot take a penny. So a private hire driver, you just work for people. A hackney is technically your own business. So a hackney, you can work the ranks, you can pick up off the street, you can take your own bookings and everything about it. Do you know what I mean? That's a good thing about a hackney. Like I said, the only problem is you're restricted to vehicles and stuff like that, mate, depending on the council. Some councils allow cars as hackneys, Liverpool don't. What do you do when the rider won't wake up at the end of the ride? Slam on, mate. Slam on, put them through that window. I'm joking. Just don't touch them. Don't touch them unless they're fit. No, don't touch them. And just try and wake them up vocally. Do you know what I mean? Or pretend you're going to crash. Something like that. Yeah, you can't. Don't touch them because that is a lawsuit coming. You know what I mean? If you start stroking a leg, going, hey, we've arranged like that, caressing the leg. That is a lawsuit incoming. It is. I am back again. Can we advise on this driver dashboard from Uber? I keep flagging every week. Can we just get done for speeding from Uber? I don't think you get done for speeding from Uber, but they can do you. I don't think you can get done like police wise. But yeah, Uber can do what they want to the operator. If they think that you're driving loads, being a tool and you're driving bad, they'll just kick it off the app. They, in the end, they are the operator. They're your daddy. Technically, if you drive for Uber, they're the operator. They're in charge, mate. Do what they want. Just end of it. They keep calling you if you go over the speed limit. Like, sound like sirens. Do your box. You're joking, mate. They tell you off if you speed. That's mental. I can't get over that. I can't get over that. I'd be fuming if they were belling me, going, slow down, Matty. Joke. We have a plate. We have to plate the taxis different. You have public hire and private hire. Then Uber is different again. They're having to meet it fitted. Private can't lift off the street. It's just bookings. Yeah, that's what I'm on about, Silver. So we have we got two types of taxis. Yeah, we have private hire and we have public hire. Private hire is like your Ubers. They can only take work off Uber or another operator. Then you have public hire, can do it all, pick off the streets, booking their own work, take work off other operators, blah blah blah. We have public hire and private hire in the UK, mate. Yeah. Flunky wise, good evening. The samurai has arrived. I honour the old memes. Someone's been on the juice early on, 20 past 2. Next driving instructor calls you to improve your driving. Mate, Jim, that's a joke, that lad. But listen, guys, I'm going to have to go because I've got going for a roast and that today. So, and it's been a busy morning. I want to have a little chill for this Sunday. So listen, it's been emotional. Thanks again for tuning in. Make sure you hit the follow button. Definitely subscribe to me. See these social medias. Follow me on whatever one you're on, or you're watching, or your favourite, please. It does help me out massively, and it's free to do so. I try and help as best as I can. But in the end, my advice is just my advice, my personal advice. Please don't take it as like factual correct, because I'm not always correct. I am a human being after all. And yeah, much appreciated. Thank you very much. All the best. Keep busy. And I'll see you in the next video, yeah?